How many days since March 16th?
200 days.
Wow. What's going on? It's October 2nd, 2020, and March 16th marked the first day we started working from home. I remember that previous Friday we were scrambling to get all our stuff in order that we needed for this remote working from home, right? And we said, well, this will be for at least 2 weeks. Well, 6+ months later, 200 days later, we're still here. I just wanted to do kind of a video on my overall feeling of the past 6+ months. If you were to ask me how the past 6+ months have been, I would say this sucks. Actually, there's just so much to say, and there's just so little to say as well. I don't know if that makes sense. The past 6+ months have been hard, have been very difficult from a work standpoint, from a personal standpoint, from a mental health standpoint. As far as working from home, I worked from home for 10, 15+ years, but I miss the freedom of working from every coffee shop in Philly. And that's what I did before. I worked from home, and when I was in California, when I was working from home, I worked from every Starbucks that I could think of as well. Anyway, the thing I miss the most is just being around people. I would go to a Starbucks or a coffee shop, and I would start working on my own stuff, but I just liked the fact that I could be around people who are working as well. Not on the same things, but just everyone was working, right? And so when we started working from home 6 months ago, we set up these team meetings, and anybody can just pop in and out of these virtual rooms and just check in with one another. And what I did in the beginning was I would have this check-in with my coworker at 8:30 in the morning when we started, and then we have this scheduled check-in time at 2 o'clock, which is optional, of course. What has happened in the past 6+ months is that, of course, I don't have this morning time anymore with my coworker. We've just been both busy. Our kids are in virtual school now. The 2 o'clock time, let's just say, has been less attended, and not every day, Everyone's just burnt out from virtual meetings. But some of my coworkers have been able to go back into work. Their job requires it, and so they've been able to see some people in person. And heard that comment a lot of, it's been good to see people. Of course, there's a risk factor involved in that, being exposed more to people. But yesterday I went in for my flu shot, and I got to see some of my coworkers there, and yeah, it was really good to see some of them, and good to see all of them, I should say. And this is the one thing that people don't talk about enough during this pandemic. Of course, there is the virus out there, and we do have to be, diligent to be responsible to, mitigate risk. But at the same time, there's this whole thing about taking care of our mental health, and we need to take care of all these things. So I hope we would just take care of one another, but also visit one another in a very responsible way. There is something about seeing each other in person, whether even from a distance, taking care of our mental health in these things. And I get why people want to go out and why people are going out. I hope they wouldn't do it in a reckless way, Anyway, on a personal level, the kids have been home, and I just feel fortunate that I have my own space here. My wife allows me to have my own space here while I work, and she's been holding down the fort as far as the kids are concerned. My daughter's just been in virtual school. Much respect to all the teachers out there. it's hard enough to be an elementary teacher or any kind of teacher in person, but to have to do it online, man, it's tiring just watching them. And so much respect to all the teachers out there. And then much respect to my wife, who has to make sure my daughter's good online. She has everything set. And then my son, who's not in kindergarten yet, we're just keeping him busy all day. Fortunately, he's one that's able to keep himself busy, most of the time, but we do have to do different things to keep him busy as well. So anyway, much respect to the teachers, and especially much respect to my wife as well, watching the kids all the time. Anyway, I'm going to stop my rambling here. I did mention in a couple of videos before that I am starting a new YouTube channel. It is called Everyday Tech, and I said I was going to start it in October, and I am starting it in the sense that I'm starting to plan it, and I will release my first video in the next week or two. So for the 2 or 3 followers out there following me on YouTube, I hope you would follow me over there as well. But I'll make an announcement here, and I'll put myself out there and announce it to my Facebook friends as well. So hopefully I'll get a few more followers there. But anyway, I hope you're all taking care of yourself, taking care of one another. And anyway, we'll get through this. And yep, until the next one. See ya.